ॐ ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं श्रीकृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। नमो महावदान्याय कृष्णा प्रेम प्रदायिने कृष्णाय कृष्णा चैतन्य नाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः। पंचतत्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकम्। श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। जन्माद्यस्य तोऽन्वयादितरतश्चार्थेषुभिज्ञस्वराट् तेने ब्रह्म हृदयादिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत्सूरयः। तेजो वारिमृदां यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। स्वस्ति अस्तु विश्वस्य खलः प्रसीदतां ध्यायन्तु भूतानि शिवं मिथो धिया। मनश्च भद्रं भजतादधोक्षजे आविश्यतां नो मतिरप्यैतुकी। Reading from Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 23, verse number 8. So we read that coward boys, they felt very hungry and they asked Krishna and Balaram to please arrange for some food because they had gone quite far away from their respective places. So he asked them that you go to these brahmanas nearby, some yajna is happening because he saw the smoke. So yatra dhuma tatra tatra vanni. So there must be yajna going on. So the boys, they went and they paid their respect. They fell like stick on the ground, dandavat mumopatita. And they said that we have been sent by Krishna and Balaram. They are asking for some food. So this is next verse they speak. So in the yajna there are certain rules which have to be followed. It's not that Anybody can go and ask for food and you get it. So the Brahmanas, they know this, and the boys also knew this. So once you have taken Diksha in the Yajna, if it is a Pashu Yag or Satramani, then you cannot get food there from the people who have taken Diksha. To do the Yajna, you have to take a Diksha. But after the Pasu has been offered and the Yajna is still not complete, then you can have it. And if it is not a Satramani Yajna, then also you can have. So that's what they are saying. Said Dikshayaha Pasu Samsthaya Satramanyascha Sattamaha Anyatra Dikshitasyapi Nannam Ashnam Hidushyati. So he says that if a person who has taken Diksha, then he can give food to others if it is not a Pashuyag or if it is not a Satramaniyag. So in that case, that food is not considered as polluted. Otherwise, food given in a Pashuyag before the Pashu is offered, or in a Satramaniyag. In Satramaniyag there is no offering of Pashu. There is drinking of some wine. So therefore the food is not to be accepted there. But in any other yaga, you can take the food. There is no problem. So this is what they are saying, that Dikshaya Pasu Samsthaya Satramanyascha Sattama. He says except for these two, then Anyatra, in other Yagyas, Dikshatasyapi Nannam Asnam Hidushyati. Then it is not wrong to take food or give food in other places. So that's what he is commenting. He says Dikshitat Dikshitannam na bhunjita. So there is a statement that do not take food from a person who has taken Diksha in the Yag. So one should not take food from them. Iti vachanat dikshita vayam abhojya anna iti. So if the Brahmanas say that we are dikshita, that we have taken Diksha. In India there are also Brahmanas whose Gotra is Dikshita. So it comes from this only. So therefore he says Vayam abhojya anna, that our anna, our food is abhojya, it is not to be eaten. So don't ask for it. So iti vadishyanti iti swameva ashankyahu dikshaya. So if the Brahmanas say like this, then they already speak. In case they come up with this type of argument, so then they say Dikshaya, Dikshanantram Pasu Samsthaya Agnishomya Pashu Alambhat Purvam Dosha Na Tato Anyatra. So if there is Agnishomya Yaga, in which the Devatas are Agni and Shoma, so there, if one has taken Diksha, then the food is not to be eaten before the Pashvalambhana. So we studied this in Purmimamsa. You have to tie the Pasu to the Stambha. Then there is Alabhan of the Pashu. And Alabhan have two meaning. One is killing, other is touching. So according to Bhāgavatam, it is only touching, not killing. So Pashor Alabhanam Natu Hinsa. In 11th Canto there is statement that it is Alabhan is not Himsa. And Grhana Bhaksho Yat Vihita Suraya. And where there is a Sura, wine. So that is not to be drank, but you have to only smell it, Grhana Bhaksha. Grhana Bhaksho Vihita Suraya Paso Aravalam Natu Himsa. So this Satramani is actually a yag in which there is Sura to be smelled. Some people drink. And similarly, Agni Somya is a yag in which animal is offered or touched according to Bhāgavatam. So in Bhāgavatam, there is no killing indicated. So that's what is saying, that Pasu alambhat purvam dosha. So only before the offering of the Pashu. Offering does not mean you have to kill. Offering you can also, just like you make offering of the food to the deities. So that you just put it in front of the deity and take it off. Like that the animal is brought, he is tied, then there is prokshan, chanting of mantras, and that's it. Then you release the animal, that is considered as offered. So that is pasvalabhanam. So na tato anyatra, but once that pasvalabhanam has been done, then there is no defect in eating the food given by a dikshita brahmana who has taken diksha. Parantu annamasnan na dushyati. So then it's not defect. Pasu sanstha chaidanim jata evati bhava. So he says that now this Pasu sanstha, this alabhana of the Pasu, offering of the Pasu has already happened. So therefore there is no defect in giving the food. So they are already laying their ground. If you go for bagging, you should also have your arguments ready. Otherwise the other person who is doesn't want to give, he says that this is evening time, this is sandhya time, this is this time. And there are so many smriti rules. Things have to be done in desh and kala. Deshe kalete patre cha yaddanam taddiyate. So then we have to consider that. Sadiyate anupakarani. So previously people used to know all these rules. Tatha sautramanyam cha anyatra na dushyate. Sautramanyam tu sarvada eva dushyate. And if the yajna is not Pasu sanstha, means does not involve offering of the Pasu, then it can be given any time. But in case of Sautramani yaga, never food should be taken or given. It's always considered as polluted. So this is how they approached the Brahmanas and asked for the food. Iti te bhagavad yanchyam shunvantopi na sushruvuhu kshudrasa bhuri karmano balisha vriddhamaninaha. So in this way they begged food for Bhagwan. They actually did not say that give us food. They said give food for Krishna and Balaram. So basically they only spoke of two. So that's why I say iti te bhagavati yancha. So begging for Bhagwan. So the Brahmanas, they did not hear after hearing. So there are two types of not hearing. One is when you don't hear it actually. And other is when you act as if you did not hear. Like if you are not sleeping and you act as if you are sleeping, then nobody can wake you up. You can wake up somebody who is actually sleeping. One who is making a show of sleeping, you cannot wake up that person. Because he is hearing you, but he will go on acting as if he has not heard. So this is what they are. He says, Sunvanto api na sushravi. Even while hearing, they did not hear. So that's what they say, that you turn deaf ear. Means don't pay attention. So therefore what they are called here is Kshudrasa Bhuri Karmana. So their desire is very petty, but they are engaged in a huge karma. Because their desire was to go to heaven. Right? Remember that Swargartha. So Swarga Kamya. So they were doing yajna to go to Swarga, to heaven. So going to heaven is a very insignificant wish. And so much trouble you have to do. Bringing animal, bringing all these products, chanting mantra, this, that. So therefore it says Kshudrasha Bhuri Karmana. And Balisha Vriddhamanina. And they are ignorant, but they think they are scholars. Vriddhamanina, Vriddha here means learned, not by age. So if someone thinks he is a scholar when he is ignorant, then you can never argue with such a person. So when you argue with somebody, you have to first see if he is a Vriddhamanina Balisha. So with such a person, there is no point. So it is never possible to satisfy such a person with argument, because he is already knowing that you are fool and I am intelligent. So they are called Vriddhamanina. So this is the situation. Therefore their arguments did not make any impact on them. So nanute शास्त्रज्ञापि कथम न शुश्रुव तत्र वस्तुतः. हाँ जी.
It is kind of surprised that these boys are so young, only 6-year-old, but they know all these protocols. I mean, that's how is it possible? Or this is such a common knowledge that every children basically know about these things. There were so many yajnas are happening all the time.
If Krishna said it, you will be surprised?
No.
So why are you surprised? They are friends of Krishna.
Well, Krishna is a Lila Sakti and the other Saktis are working for him, so he knows. But these other boys...
they don't work for them?
They also work for him, okay, accept that. Right.
They defeat him while playing with him. He has to carry them on his head or in his back. Piggyback, they say. So they are not ordinary people.
Yes, that is true.
Yeah, so they also have qualities like Krishna. Because Krishna is supreme, but they are expansions of Krishna only. And you know that bhakti is a combination of Ladani and Samvit. Right?
Yes.
So there is, that means knowledge and Ananda both are there. So that is the meaning of that Aishwarya and Madhurya both are there. Madhurya is situated on Aishwarya. Madhurya is on the foundation of Aishwarya. But Aishwarya does not overpower Madhurya, it remains subjugated. Does not mean it is not there. But when the need is there, then it comes. Like you are a rich person, but you are not proud of it. So you may lead a simple life. But if you have to spend money, you can spend. Other time you don't show it. No one can figure out that you are actually a billionaire or whatever. Because you live such simple, you eat simple, you wear simple cloth. No show. But you have a lot of wealth. But if there is a need for you to use that, then you can use it. So it's like that. They have the perfect knowledge. Bhāgavatam says, Janeti Ashu Vairagya Jnanam Cheda Hitukam. That bhakti gives vairagya, bhakti gives jnana. They are Siddha Purushas, so they will have perfected knowledge of everything. better than the Brahmanas. They're teaching to the Brahmanas. This is actually the proof that bhakti has knowledge in it. They are the maid servant of bhakti, all this vidya, everything. So that's why bhakti brings the best perfection in life. Bhaktas are not ignorant people. They know better than the karmakandis and they know better than the jnani yogis. Jnani yogis only think Brahman is the highest. They know that okay, Brahman is also there. But they know Brahmano hi pratistham amritasya vyasya cha. But they don't flaunt their ego. They don't say aham brahmasmi. They say dasaham. So that's why you see sometimes gopis are also arguing, although they never went to Gurukula. These boys also did not go to Gurukula. So they have all the knowledge.
Thank you.
So now the question which is asked is that these Brahmanas, they are knower of the Shastra, Shastrajña, api katham na shushruvu. So why is that they did not hear what they said? Hear means understanding. So they heard it, but they acted as if they don't understand. It's not that the sound did not enter into their ears. So tatra vastuta shastrajña pratyut shastram adhitya adhyapya vicha murkha eva. So although they have studied Shastra and they are also teaching Shastra to others, but still they are foolish only. So Sukadeva Goswami therefore speaks out of anger. Sakrodha tan akshipti sardhadvayena. So in 2.5 verses he is criticizing them. Because they are doing yajna. For what are they doing yajna? Yajna vai Vishnu. It's for the satisfaction of Vishnu. Even if they are doing some other devas, yepi anya devata bhakta, yajante shraddhanvita, tepi mameva konte, yajanti avidhi purvaka. They are also worshipping me only. Sarvadeva namaskaram keshavam prati gacchati. All the namaskaras, obeisances, prayers that you do to other devas, that also reaches Keshava, Krishna, but in an improper manner. So just like all the rivers ultimately reach the ocean, but some may get lost here and there, but indirectly they will also reach sooner or later there only. All the water flows to the ocean. So like that, the purpose of the yajna is also to placate Krishna only, to satisfy Krishna. And now Krishna himself is asking. So they are saying, no, how can we give this? They should feel happy that he is personally begging for it. But that's why he says they are murkha. They are foolish. So kshudra sargadau asha matram yesham. So kshudra asha. So they have a petty hope of reaching heaven. He says first of all their hope is very insignificant, means their wish, their desire. And secondly, even that may not be fulfilled. It's only a hope. It's not that every wish is fulfilled. In Karma Kanda, you have to do everything without any mistake. If you make a mistake, then there is a pratyavaya. That's story of Vritrasura is there. So even little mistake, so Vāgavajram yajmanam hinasti yathendra satro svarto paradhat. So there is swara aparadha, there is a mistake of one swara, and then did not give the result. So swarto varnato cha, there can be a mistake of varna, means you have a wrong letter. So you use, instead of saying Vishnu, you say Bishnu. Instead of saying Yamuna, you say Jamuna. Right? People speak like that. So that is called Varnata Aparadha. The mistake of a Varna, an alphabet. And Swarta Aparadha, which you have to pronounce as Udatta, you pronounce Anudatta. You have to say it in high pitch, you say low pitch. The letter is right, but just the pitch is wrong. So then also, so their Karma Kanda you have to be perfected. Just like you mix chemicals, you make a compound in the chemical lab, chemistry lab. You have to have the right amount and right order in which they have to mix. Then only you can get the compound. If you make mistake in percentage or order, even if the chemicals have the right percentage, but the order is wrong, you won't get it. But if order is right, percentage is wrong. So Swarta, Varnata, two types of mistake you make. So same here. So this is called Kshudra Asha. Means Asha means just a hope. And Vriddhamanina eva natu te jnana vriddha. And they think that they are learned, but actually they are not. So they are called Jnana Lava Durvidagdha. Tam Jnana Lav what is that? Jnana Lav Durvidagdham Naram Brahma Pina Toshayati. Even Brahma cannot please person who is Gyan love. Love does not mean love for Gyan. Love means just a very minute. They have a little knowledge, but they are very proud. Durvidagdha. One is called Vidagdha. Vidagdha means expert, perfect. Like Vidagdha Madhav. Another is called Durvidagdha. Badly perfect. So means he has a very insignificant knowledge of Shastra, but he thinks he is Shastrajna. He is a scholar. So then keep distance from such a person. So that's what these Brahmanas are. So Desha Kalaha Prithak Dravyam Mantra Tantra Tvijognayah Devata Yajmanascha Kratu Dharmascha Yanmayah Tam Brahma Paramam Shakshad Bhagavantam Adhokshajam Manushya Drishtya Duspajya Martyatmano Menire. So he says that whether it is place, time, various types of ingredients such as purodas, etc., which are offered in the yajna, the various mantras, the various types of application of the mantras, the ritvijas, the priests, the various types of fires, right? Garpatyagni, Dakshinagni, these three types of agnis, Devata, the Yajman, the host, the Kratu, means the yajna itself, and the Dharma, the Apurva. When you do yajna, then Apurva is generated from that. Because yajna is finished now, result comes later. So how can this yajna which is over give you result later? So in between there is an Apurva created. So all these are Yanmaya, they are Swarupa of that Brahman who personally is Bhagavan Adhokshaja, and they foolish people, they are seeing him from Manushya Drishti. Manushya Drishtya Duspragya. So they, with polluted intelligence, and because they are Martya Atmano, because they are conditioned by their body, they did not respect him. So this is the situation. So in Bhagavad Gita, the sloka is there, Brahma Arpanam Brahma Havi, Brahmagno Brahmana Hutam, Brahmaiva Tena Gantavya, Brahma Karma Samadhina. So everything is Brahman. The Havi is Brahman, the ladle is Brahman, the fire is Brahman, the mantra is Brahman. And that Brahman, Tam Brahma Paramam Sakshat, that these are Brahman, but these are not Sakshat Brahman. When you say that fire is Brahman, it is not Sakshat, it is not directly Brahman. It's because it's his energy, Yanmayam. It's a manifestation of his potency, everything comes from him. Aham Sarvasya Prabha, Janmadashriyata. So in that sense, they are Brahman. But here Krishna is not indirect Brahman like that. He is Sakshat Param Brahman. So, and he is Adhokshaja. So to him they did not give any respect when he was asking for the food. So what is the value of doing this yajna? It's like you are doing yajna for Indra, and Indra himself comes and says, give me food. And he says, no, you sit down there. How can we give? First we have to do the pasui alambhan, then you can have. So what is he going to think? You are doing this for my pleasure and I have come myself. So now what is the point of all these rules? The very person for whose satisfaction you are doing, if that person himself comes, then now you go on following the rule. So you are doing puja to Krishna, and then Krishna comes himself, says, give me food. He says, well, first I have to make the offering. Cannot give you now. Just wait. So he is going to think, what is this? You are going to make offering. There I am here personally, physically present. Why don't you give me? So that is the situation here. So, tika nanu शास्त्र विदित देश काल पात्रादिक्रमम उल्लंघ्य कथम अन्य अर्थम अन्यम अन्यस्मै देयम तत्रह देशत. So now if someone raises this question that look, the food, everything which is there in the yajna, it is meant for devata. Right? Devata uddeshena dravya tyage yaga. What is yaga? Yaga is devata uddeshena dravya tyaga. Offering the various oblations for the satisfaction of devata. So everything is meant for devata there. And then someone else comes. So how can you give it to him? This is meant for the devata. So that's what it says, that according to the Shastra vidita, that which is known from Shastra, the time, the place, the patras, all this order, how things have to be done. So how can you transgress this and give the food to these boys which is actually meant for the devata? So then in response to this, Sukadeva Goswami speaks these two slokas. So prithak bahuvidham, the word prithak in the first sloka means various types. Charu purodasadi dravyam. So there is charu, there is purodash. There are various types of oblations made from rice and barley, etc. Tantram prayoga, the word tantra means prayoga, means the application of the mantras. Dharma apurva, the dharma refers to apurva. Yanmaya yad amsa vibhuti rupa. So these are all vibhutis of Bhagavan. That's why I said that they are not directly. Just like Krishna says that among the rivers I am Ganga, among the mountains I am Himalaya, Sthavara I am Himalaya, etc. I am the herb. So these are all different vibhutis which are used in the yajna. So now he himself is coming. Tam paramam brahma adhokshajam indriya agocharam api kripya pratakshi bhutam. So although he is adhokshaja, he is beyond sense perception, but now he has become available to the senses out of his grace, and that person you are disregarding. You are saying, no, we cannot give. Manushya jiva visheshoyamiti drishtya. Why? Because you think of him just like another person. Not that he is God or he is Bhagavan. So martyatmano deha abhimanina. Why? Because you are too much attached to your own body, and therefore you cannot understand, and you think he is also another embodied being like us, and therefore how we can give food. Adesha kala yaddanam apatrebhyascha diyate asatkritam avagyata taddanam tamasam smrita tamasam udahritam. So which is given at a wrong time, wrong place, to an improper person, without respect and with insult, and that is called tamas dan. So the Brahmanas are saying, how can we do tamas charity? So it's tamasic to give to these. They are not even Brahmanas, they are only Vaishyas. Among the Vaisyas also they are lower type, because those who do business are higher type. Brahmanas also go krishi, vanijyam, right? Go raksha krishi vanijyam. So now those who do vanijya, business, they are considered as good because they have money. Although those who take care of cows are the superior ones. But that's how people think. If somebody is only having a goshala and another person is owning an industry, you'll think this industry guy is better, not one who has a goshala. Sonate yadomiti prochur naneti cha parantapa gopa nirasa pratyatya tathochu Krishna Ramayo. So these people, they became like dumb. They neither said Om. Om means yes. In Sanskrit, yes is Om. Om or Am, both mean yes. So they neither said Om nor they said Na. Na means not. Om means yes. So they just kept as if they have not heard anything. So you will ask one time, two times, three times, you say these guys, they are not responding, so they left unhappy, nirasha. So they became frustrated and went back because they are hungry. Came with a big hope, did not get even one grain of rice. They must have had some nice smell of the food. So our mouth was watering, but did not get anything. So therefore pratyatya, they went back and reported everything to Krishna and Balaram. Omiti na prochuriti samprati brahman bhojan nispattehe purvameva gopalkebhya katham dasyama iti bhava. Neti cha na prochuriti yadi brahmanadi bhojan nispatti anantaram annani urvritani bhavishyanti tada dasyami apiti bhava. So they did not say, yes, the Brahmanas have not eaten yet, so how can we give it to the cowherd boys? Nor they said, when the food is remaining after the Brahmanas have eaten, then you can take the remnants. So they did not say anything like that. They just didn't say anything. Tada rajyopi krodham udbhutam alakshya sambodhati parantapa. So here the address which is for King Parikshit is Parantapa. Parantapa is also used for Arjuna in Bhagavad Gita. So Parantapa literally means one who troubles others. That's what it means. Paran tapayati iti parantapa. Para means others. Tapa means heat, trouble. Who troubles others is called parantapa. So others means enemies. So one who troubles his enemies means who is a heroic person. So he is called parantapa. So Sukadeva Goswami is calling Parikshit as Parantapa here because he is himself upset why they did not give food for Krishna Balram, and then he saw that Parikshit was also appearing angry. So then he calls him also Parantapa. So Rajyo api krodham udbhutam alaksha, seeing that the king was also infuriated. So then he calls him Parantapa. Why? Tadanim yadi tvam raja bhavishyah tada brahmanya chudamanirapi tan brahmanan satru nive avasyam adandishya. So this is the Ajita. He says at that time if you were the king, you would have been angry at these brahmanas even if they are the topmost brahmanas, and you would have punished them. So generally brahmanas are not punished by the king, but if they are not giving food to Krishna, then they deserve it. So tadupakarnya bhagwan prahasya jagdishwarah vyajahara punargopan darshin lokikim gatim. So when the boys came to him, then what did he do? They reported to Krishna and Balram. So Krishna, he laughed. So tadupakarne Bhagwan prahasya jagdishwaram. So he is Bhagwan and he is Jagdishwara. So he heard and he laughed. So Vyajahara punargopan darshan lokikim gatim. So he spoke to them while showing them lokiki gati, means how to deal in human society, how to function in the human society. It is not that you do not achieve your goal and then immediately you get frustrated. Because in life it always happens. It is not that all the time your wish is fulfilled. So many times you do not achieve what you want to achieve. So then what are you going to do? Immediately get angry, fight, create. So you have to remain patient. So patience is very important, and fixity of the goal to attain success. So utsaha nishchadharya tat karma pravartanat. So sangatyagat satavritta sadvi bhakti prasiddhati. So 6 things needed for attaining perfection in bhakti or any goal. What is that? 7 habits of successful person. Some book is there like that. So these are the habits.
7 habits.
What is it?
Stephen, the 7 habits of highly successful people. Stephen Covey.
Okay, you know what are the 7 habits?
I probably forgot some, but first things first is the most important one.
What is the most important?
First things first.
Okay.
First to do the big work, and then the small, like big pebbles come first, and then the small ones fill up the glass later.
So that is called Suchi Katahanya in Sanskrit. You know this? It is called Suchi Kataha Nyaya. That if you go to a blacksmith, he has to make a needle and he has to make a big cauldron. So which one should he make first? So he says, make the needle first, let this guy go, then he can do the other one. So he is teaching them. This is the meaning of Laukiki. Loka means the world. And Laukiki means worldly. Gati here means behavior, means how to deal in the world. You can, if you live alone, you can do whatever you like to do. You can eat whenever you want to eat. You can sleep whenever you want to sleep. You can dress the way you like. But when you live in society with other people, then there is certain principles, certain protocol you have to follow. Everybody cannot agree with you all the time, right? Sometimes you also have to accept others' opinion. Not that, oh, they are not listening to me. No, just like you think they are not listening to you, they also think you are not listening to them. When two people are talking, and if you think they are, oh, she is not listening to me, she is also thinking the same, that you are not listening to her. Why don't you think like that? We only think from our point of view. We don't think from the other person's point of view. So it is important. So Krishna is also not, it's not that he just speaks some transcendental knowledge. He also speaks practical knowledge. So this is called Laukiki Gati. So Prahasya, first of all he is laughing. He should be angry, right? If you send someone on some errand and you are a big boss, and then your job is not done, when they come and report, you get upset, feel disturbed, especially when it is a question of food. When you are hungry, right? When they say hungry man is an angry man. So those who have high pitta, they know it, how it feels. So he was also hungry. So he should have become angry at the Brahmanas. But he did not. I mean, he became angry at all these Aghasura, Bakasura, all these, fought with them, right? But in Brahmanas, he's not. He can become angry. He is Supreme Person. He can do anything. But he is showing Lokiki Gati, that how he kept his cool, and therefore he can think. Once you get angry, then you cannot think clearly in your head. You get possessed by the anger. So he says, Tadupakarne cha Bhagavan Prahasya. So why is this? Because he is Bhagavan. He is not an ordinary person. So he is Ishvara, he is controller. He is controller. Jagadishvara, if he is controlling the Jagat, means he also has control over his own mind. If you cannot control your own mind, what is that you are going to control? Nothing. So, man jeeta jagjeet. One who can control one's own mind can control the world. One who cannot control one's own mind cannot control anything. Because what is he going to control? Wherever he goes, he will be in trouble. Because he will be triggered by others. Because his own mind is not in control. Anybody could make this person angry. And once you are angry, you already lost it. So therefore he is called here a Jagadishwar. and Bhagavan. So he remains composed. And when you remain composed, then only you can deal properly with people. So even if you get angry, you are not possessed by the anger. Anger also can be used. Sometimes you have to get angry, but then you are not under the control of the anger. So just as he is laughing, but he is laughing and he is saying, Vyajaharay Punar Gopan. So he again spoke to the Gopas, Darshan Lokikim Gatim, while teaching them. So what is he teaching? That Sukhe Dukhe Samay Kritya Labha Labho Jaya Jayo. That Sukha Dukha, happiness, distress, gain, loss, and victory and defeat, they come. Means you are not always successful. Sometimes you are unsuccessful. Sometimes you are successful. But by that you don't become dejected, depressed. And if you are successful, you are very elated, overjoyous. Right? People drink when they are successful, they also drink when they are failure. So they both time they lose. So he's not like that. So prahasya. So ajya viprashu kopa anochityatiti bhava. He says that these brahmanas are ignorant. So what is the point in getting angry at them? So we have to know this also, that everybody is conditioned in the material world by their samskaras, by their behavior, past experiences. So that being the case, why I have to waste my energy? But if I have to manage place, I have to manage people, then I have to act in a way that my process, my project, my work is not hampered. Other than that, there is no need to waste one's own energy for that. There is no need to become emotional unnecessarily. That is such kopa anochitya. It is improper, useless to be angry at them, because they are not going to change. Laukikim gatimiti nahi karyarthino nirvidyante kova yachko ne parabhuyate iti lok sthitim darshan. So what is this laukiki gati? Practical dealing in the material world. It says nahi karyarthino nirvidyante. That if you have a goal in your life, first make a goal, proper goal. Of course, if your goal itself is wrong, then you will be frustrated both ways. When you are successful, you will be frustrated because it is a wrong goal. And if you are not successful, you will be frustrated. So, the one who has a wrong goal in life, that person is going to be frustrated, no matter whether he follows 7 habits of successful people or 70 habits. Doesn't matter. He will be frustrated. So first thing is to have the goal right. That is most important. So most of the time people do not have the goal proper. They are working for something which is improper to begin with. They are not clear. That's why they keep on suffering. And then when you have the right goal, obstacles will come, problems will come. So you should not become dejected. Na nirvidyante. So you should not feel dejected. Because what is the gain in getting dejected? What is that you will achieve by becoming dejected? Nothing. Rather you are wasting your time. If you remain normal, you continue. So Udyoginam Purushingam Upayati Lakshmi Devena Deyati Kapurusha Vadanti Devam Nihatya Kuru Paurusha Matma Shaktya Yatne Krite Dina Siddhati Kotra Dosha. So you do your udyama, you do your effort, your endeavor And sometimes success, sometimes not success. If success is not there, then find out what went wrong and try to rectify that kvatra dosha. So that is what he is saying here. Karyarthino nirvidyante. And ko va yachko na parabhuyate. Who is that beggar who does not get disrespect? If you go to beg and you think I will maintain my honor, then better don't go for begging. Because begging means you are going to somebody who can insult you. After all, you want a favor from someone, and that person is not obliged to you, so he can refuse. Insult does not mean insult that he may pronounce some insulting words. They did not say anything. They did not verbally insult the boys. They did not speak, but sometimes verbally they also insult. Get lost here, don't come here, why are you wasting my time? Why do you come here? So many ways insult can come. So therefore he says, if you are a yachaka, if you are a beggar, then you should keep your wish to be honored in your, what is called that, bank vault. In the bank they have the where you can keep your precious things safe. Yeah, bank. Locker. So you keep your desire for respect in the bank locker. Means no one will touch it. Because if you carry it with you, it will be bruised. For sure. So that's what he's saying here. So we'll stop here if there's any question to ask.
Yes. I was referring to this verse that Krishna says. I don't exactly remember the verse, but Krishna says, I'm eating through the mouth of Brahmana.
Hmm.
Can you add it into the
Can you hear?
Yeah.
Can you hear?
It's on.
It's on. Can you?
We can change for this for.
I understand the point of criticism towards Brahmanas, but looking from the point of Brahmanas, they were performing their duty, considering that Krishna says, I am eating through the mouth of Brahmana. So they were trying to act as per the duty, and maybe there's some over-criticism. I feel maybe there's some more over-criticism towards them, just to enhance the Lila, to bring the Rasa into the surface. Perhaps this is what's happening in Bhāgavatam. Can you say something about it?
So what do you want me to say?
Well, I just made a point that Krishna says, I'm eating through the mouth of Brahmana.
Yeah.
Right.
And then if he wants to eat from his own mouth, he should not allow that. Right? That's what he is saying.
Well,
He says, I eat through the mouth of the Brahmana, but if when he wants to eat from his own mouth, then he says, well, you said you eat through the mouth of the Brahmana.
So no, there's another question. Another question. Is everybody aware in that particular Leela of greatness of Krishna, who actually he is?
Yeah, so that is the proper question.
Yes.
The question is not that he eats through the mouth of Brahmana or not Brahmana. The question you can say is that Brahmanas are not aware that he is God. They are ignorant. And that's why Sukadeva is calling him as Balisha.
But it's not their fault.
It's not their fault, but what is being shown here is for us.
Sounds like criticism to
Hmm?
me. Sounds like criticism.
Yeah, it is criticism. It's not. There is no question of sounds like. It is criticism. But it is for us to teach that the value of yajna is to please Krishna. As I said, I gave a practical example. You are doing puja, and then some respectful person comes. Then you say, well, I'm doing puja, don't disturb here. So that's what is being described here.
Teaching the point, basically.
Yes. So in Shastra also, there are statements that Atithi is also respected. Atithi Deva Bhava. In Vedic culture, a guest is also like a Deva. So that has to be treated also well. Otherwise, the same example which I am giving, like the story of that who was the king in South India who became Gajendra in next life. He was cursed to become an elephant because he did not get up to respect the sage.
Indradumya Prabhu.
Yeah, Indradyumna. So these are points we have to understand. Because that is one side only, that Krishna eats through the mouth of the Brahmanas, but the guest is also treated as a... The Brahmanas are not going to starve, they are going to eat anyway. But now these hungry guests have come. So you cannot say, well, we are Brahmanas and we are mouth of Krishna, so who the hell are you here? Get lost. So that means these Brahmanas do not know Shastra properly. That's why it says Shastragya Vriddhamani, Balisha Vriddhamani. Any other question?
Babaji Maharaj,
Hmm.
I have one question because this background noise, because this surgeon is going on here, Ganpati Visarjan. So my question is that in this Leela we see that the boys go to the Brahmanas and say that Krishna is asking, like Bhagwan is asking. So we also come across in our life also we come across people who say that we are asking for God, we are asking for Krishna, we are asking for temple, we are asking. So what is how do we use our intelligence in these matters?
See, then when you speak, either you give a specific example. When you always ask this general type of questions, there is no answer specific for that. As I gave the answer to him, you have to always see the specific situation in such things. They are asking food, they are not asking money.
Okay.
So food, everybody who is hungry should have food. It is not same thing asking money for temple. There is a difference between asking for food. Some person hungry comes to you and asks for food, and then another devotee comes and asks for a check to you. Are they same?
No.
They are not same. So that's what I am saying, that when you mix things like that, it becomes difficult to answer. Anything else?
Okay.
Okay.